And for a consistent producer, always does well out here. You don't even have to spray this one.
Can't find a Jamaican without an East Indian.
Yeah, I gotta have an East Indian, man. And in between that, I have another tree that I planted later, but it's extremely vigorous. It's white Bombay.
Okay.
White Bombay, I've heard, before I planted it, I was told not to plant it, but I wanted to give it a try anyways. And I think every tree has a little story behind it, believe it or not. I don't water the trees that have no fruit on it, but I will water the trees that have small sized mangoes on it. Last year I had about 600 pounds of mangoes from my yard, and I couldn't even handle it. I couldn't handle it. I gave away most of the mangoes last year.
Wow.
To friends and family, like people basically were like so happy to get mangoes last year. It brings joy to people.
Hello everybody, welcome to Fruitful Trees. I have a special show for you today. This is something I've been thinking about for years, about distance of trees, and I'm showing you today of somebody whose goal is to get as many varieties as he could fit in his yard, and he's not as concerned with the distance as much as getting a whole bunch of different varieties of trees. And you know, if you have one tree and you get 100 mangoes, or 10 trees and you only get 10 off each tree, you're still getting 100 mangoes, but you're getting so many different mango profiles, and so much of a chance that you'll get mangoes, because if that one mango tree you have doesn't do well, you're wiped out for the season. But if you have 10 trees and only 5 of them do well, at least you're getting half. You're still getting 50 mangoes. So per square foot, doing it this way might make sense if that's your goal. And today we're going to look at a place that many of his trees are 6.5 feet apart, and he has a lot of room to keep growing some more. He has a passion for doing this. He has amazing varieties, and I'm so excited to introduce you to Barris today and show you around his property here in Loxahatchee, Florida. So here we go. Here we are with Barris, and we're in Loxahatchee, Florida. And Barris is going to show us around his fruit forest. He has a ton of mango trees, and we're going to look around here today, and it's looking great, man. Thanks for having us on the show.
I appreciate you for coming.
Yes,
Thanks.
It's going to be great. You're going to like this one. Get ready. Here we go. All right, everybody, here we are. This is Barris. Barris, how you doing?
Doing great, doing great.
Barris, I'm excited to be at your house. I know you have a lot of fruit trees, but I'd like to get the backstory. So, did you grow up growing fruit trees, or did you just get into this lately? What's your story?
I've been basically around fruit trees since I was young. My father, he's from Jamaica originally, and I kind of grew up around him. He kind of showed me the ropes. So I always had like a little passion of doing it. So I had the opportunity to buy a piece of land up here in Loxahatchee and took advantage of it. And now I'm here.
All right, what's the size of the property here?
It's 1.5 acres.
How long you been here?
Been here since 2018.
Were any of these trees here before you moved in?
Only some small seedlings that have actually gotten big now. That's basically it. Everything else I pretty much planted myself.
Have you been able to identify the seedlings if they were...
Not yet, because none of them are fruited yet. I could show you some of those too in the video, but none of them are fruited yet.
Okay. And how's things growing out here? Any problems with some of the trees we'll discuss, or everything's growing fine?
Everything is growing fine for the most part, but there is issues that you have to kind of navigate. You have to spray and take care of and make sure the trees are kind of like have some organic material below them to get better results. I would say that's basically it.
Do many of your neighbors grow?
Yes, all of them in this neighborhood.
And do you talk to them often about what they're growing? I don't talk
to a lot of them, but I have a couple of friends in the neighborhood that do grow as well.
Okay.
I think you know Sergio as well.
Yeah.
I know Sergio. Yeah.
So how many trees do you have total on the property, do you think?
Right now it's over 100. I don't know the exact count. I need to do that again because I just planted some more.
All right, let's get started. Yeah, I'm excited.
I'll take you guys this way right here.
All right.
All right, so.
Do you have a well on the property?
Yes, we do. It's on the other side, and this is a septic tank right here.
So this is the septic tank and drain field over here.
Yeah, so I haven't planted anything over here. I'm actually getting rid of this deck. And after I'm done with this deck, I might plant a couple more, do something, but I'm not sure yet.
All right, always looking for space. All right.
We're always looking for space. So we're gonna walk through over here first.
All right.
Let's walk through here.
Oh, we're going to the front of the property. All right.
We'll start here and then we'll work our way around.
All right.
This was recently installed like a couple years ago.
And what is that?
A transformer, I think, or something. I'm not sure.
Okay.
FPL came in and installed it. But this is Malika.
Have you tasted everything you have?
Not everything. Not everything. I tasted Malika before, though. Actually, this is an old flavor. I tasted that a long time ago. So this is Malika. This is Pineapple Pleasure.
Okay.
Pineapple Pleasure has issues. You have to spray or you won't get anything. I've been spraying. I took off some of the dead panicles after that last cold front came through, the strong one. It kind of caused it to shrivel up a little bit. So
how long have these been in the ground, these two?
These are actually some of the younger trees. These have been probably like less than 2 years.
So what size do you normally plant them, or all different?
3 gallon.
3 gallon.
3 gallon normally.
Now,
and that's a test pollock right here.
Test pollock, okay. Yeah. Have you had test pollock?
Yes.
Yes.
I love it.
You love it, great.
Love it.
So what about the distance? Are all of the trees on your property this distance, or is it just these 3?
I for the most part plant close because I want to have the opportunity to have more flavors in the yard. But there's an area with some particular mangoes towards the front where I'll show you later on, and those are kind of out about 10 feet apart.
And how far apart are these?
6.5 feet.
6.5 feet.
6.5 feet. And I also have some sapodillas. You have silas wood right there, which is pretty small. It grows real slow. And butterscotch right here.
Okay.
And over there, there's a seedling tree, which I believe is from my neighbor's yard over here. And you can see his tree if you want to turn around. This tree right here is loaded with sapodillas. There's probably over 1,000 on there.
Wow. What kind of tree is that? Do you know?
I have no clue. He doesn't know what it is either. But it's one of the best tasting sapodillas I ever had. And what I noticed is that the squirrels proliferate and they basically plant seeds. The squirrels doing that one grew in my yard, so I just kept it.
Now let me tell everybody, we're in an area in Waxahachie, and you see there's a lot of these big trees. And when you see big super trees like this, that's usually great for squirrels.
Yeah.
So in my area, the trees are usually smaller. So we have raccoons, but we don't have squirrels. But when you got big trees like he has on his property here, there's a lot of squirrels in these areas. So I'm sure you have squirrels.
Yeah, yeah. You can
All
see
right.
there's a big, like almost 3-story tall mango tree over there too.
Oh, really?
You can see it up there.
I see a dragon fruit up that tree. Wow.
Yeah, he has a lot of dragon fruit too. The squirrels love it over here. They love it. So I'm gonna take you back through this way.
Okay, so good choice. You got Malika, Pineapple Pleasure, and Test Pollock.
Yep.
Very close, but he's going to do pruning to keep it up there.
Yeah, I keep them small. I keep them small for the most part.
Okay. How many mangoes do you expect to get per tree?
Last year, per tree, probably like on that size, probably like 1 or 2 at that size.
Well, not what you're getting now, but ultimately, what's your goal?
I would say about 30 to 40 per tree.
Okay.
But last year I had a really, really insane amount of fruit. I had more than I could handle, and I had to give away most of it. So this is the seedling sapodilla. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
This is another seedling mango tree that was here when I got the property. I've tipped it. I'm gonna see what happens.
The great thing about it is with seedlings, if you don't like it, you could always top work it.
Yeah, yeah, yep. This is Keat right here. Kit.
Okay.
This is apricot.
How do you do with bacterial black spot out here?
Couple of flavors do have it. Lemon zest gets it occasionally. Kit also gets it occasionally, but I haven't experienced that yet because that's a small tree, hasn't produced it. And apricot, not apricot, guava.
Okay.
This is an apricot tree. Guava does get bacterial.
Apricot mango.
Yeah.
You got that from Tropical Acres?
Yeah, I got that from Alex.
Yeah, so this is an amazing mango that most people don't even know about. I'm glad to see you have it. It's an amazing mango.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, so I got several of these. This is amazing. Wonderful. Okay.
And then I also have this is Emperor Vanishan.
Okay.
Small.
Very nice.
This is actually a tree from your yard. This is Giselle.
Giselle, yeah, he bought this tree for me. Looking beautiful. Look how beautiful it's split right there at the bottom.
Yep.
Good tree. All right. I'm glad to see it's doing good. Hi, Giselle.
I have over here 2 more. I'm planning on cutting this back too. This is a Brazilian pepper. I'm gonna cut that back. But this is Borsha from Alex. And this one right here is called Mekong. I got this from Alex as well.
Okay.
I like that flavor a lot. That's another seedling that was here when I got the property. I didn't plant this one. This is I think this is buttercream.
Buttercream, another great one.
Yep.
Not enough people have.
This is creme brulee right here.
Creme brulee. That's one I want to taste this season. Have you had it?
I haven't had it yet.
Yeah, I hear it tastes amazing.
This is the first time it flowered like this.
Very nice.
This right here is going to be all summer. It's growing very slow for some reason, but the one tree that I saw that had this flavor was extremely large, but this one's growing very slow. This is 4026. It's flowering up.
All right. Have you tasted that one?
I haven't tasted it yet.
Delicious.
Possibly the first time I'm gonna taste it.
Delicious.
This is
So you're gonna hold the mangoes this at this size? You're gonna let them hold
because
it?
I heard when I talked to Alex, he said the mangoes are very small.
Okay.
So I'm gonna let it hold it. You can see there's bees on it right now, doing its thing. And this is cotton candy.
Cotton candy.
Alfonso. This is one of my best producers, M4.
M4, look at that, looking great.
M4, consistent producer, always does well out here. You don't even have to spray this one. Doesn't need it, but if you want to just be safe, you could do it, but you don't need to. Glenn is also a very good producer out here. Doesn't really need to be sprayed either. It does pretty good in humidity. You can see all the baby mangoes on it. And if you want to look down right here behind it, we can walk over there, but there's also a small emerald tree that has mangoes as well.
Emerald, excellent.
Yeah. And
this guy's got all the you know about it. You tasted emerald?
Yeah, I tasted it
That's
before.
great, right?
Long time ago.
Yeah, emerald's great.
And this is cat chew.
Cat chew.
I think it's from Vietnam. I got this from Liep. You know Liep?
Yep. And how far apart are these?
These are about 6 feet apart too. 6 feet apart. I measure it with my feet, and I got big feet, so.
All right. So you're going more for like a mango hedge, right?
Yeah, I'm doing it mostly like a hedge right now.
Okay.
If it's something I don't like, because I haven't tasted cat chew yet, then I might take it out later on or top work it. But I want to keep everything bushy for the most part in this area. This is raw honey, which is me and Matt was just talking about. And this one, I don't know exactly how to pronounce it, but it's called Sugvarna Rica. You heard of that before?
Yep.
Hey, am I pronouncing it right?
I don't know. But I think so. It's close.
Sugvarna Rica. This one.
Was the label on tab on
Yeah,
there?
yes. Sugvarna Rica.
Triavanca. Triarina.
All right.
Yeah, but yeah.
This one has cold damage on it. Usually, this tree does not do good when the cold fronts get too heavy. It'll die back. But this year, what I've noticed is like the flowers have died back. It was looking super, super vibrant before that cold front came through like 3 weeks ago. But now it's kind of like, I hope I get a couple mangoes now at this point. Behind it is a Julie. Julie does good out here. You just have to spray it and it does well. And Ugly Betty on that side.
Ugly Betty. Now I see you're mulching these.
Yeah.
Are you watering your mangoes or not the mangoes?
I water when it has mangoes on it, baby mangoes. But when it doesn't have any mangoes, I don't water it.
Okay.
Because I want to retain as much fruit as possible, so the watering helps that. And then this is Karen Michelle.
Excellent.
This is my first year. It's flowering like this. It flowered last year as well, but this is just like all over the tree this year.
Excellent.
This is the area I'm cleaning up, and hopefully I get to clear that out by summertime. I just planted 3 new mango trees over here. I planted Nelson, Harvest Moon, and this is Madam Francis right here. Behind Karen Michelle, there's also going to be a Juicy Peach mango tree.
Okay.
And that's a small backyard area. You come around here. This is a green mulberry I got from Liep. I was kind of curious about it. I don't really know too much about mulberries, but he told me about it. And this is Spirit of 76. Doesn't have anything on it. I got that from Liep as well.
Nice.
This is an area to be cleared out later on, and then we're probably gonna plant some more stuff once we clear that out. Most of these are my original trees that I planted. This one was doing very, very bad, which I think is my fault, because I planted in an area where it wasn't getting too much sun. But slowly but surely it's here now. This is ground.
Graham, you like Graham?
You would think that this tree is like probably like 2 or 3 or 4 years old.
Yeah.
This tree's like almost 10 years old.
Wow.
This tree's been with me since the house that I lived at before this. It was on my balcony.
Delicious.
This is an old tree, yeah. It just hasn't been getting a lot of sun, so it's been growing very slow. And it has baby mangoes on it as well.
Nice.
And coming over here, this is my high density area.
Oh, wow.
You can see it already, right?
Yeah.
You can see it. All right, so we'll start here and work our way around. This is gonna be Honey Kiss. Honey Kiss, you don't have to spray a single thing on it. This tree is like super duper resistant to any disease. And it gives a lot of mangoes. Last year, it was smaller than this. Last year was about half this size and had like 50 mangoes on it.
Wow.
And then this is Valkyrie. Also pretty disease resistant as well. And then I have right here, Sayatong. This one you have to spray. I only have 1 mango left on it. Hasn't done too well out here for some reason, but it's getting full sun, so I'm not sure.
How far are these from each other in this area?
Well, right here, I think this is about 8 feet apart, this part. But the rest of those are 6.5 feet apart. So this is Keo Savoy and has mangoes on it. It's pretty disease resistant. Orange Essence is extremely disease resistant in Loxahatchee and does very well. This is my first year with this tree, and I was getting ready to cut it down. I think God heard me talking about it. This is Carla.
Carla.
Yep, and it's first time flowering, period. Never flowered before. I was starting to wonder what's going on with this tree because I had this tree for a long time. Next to it is your favorite. I know you love Sunrise.
Sunrise, yes.
Yeah. So Sunrise has flowers as well. The cold kind of damaged this tree as well. But some way, somehow, this tree always finds a way to give mangoes.
Beautiful mangoes too.
Yeah, it always finds a way. So hopefully it'll bounce back. And another cold front's coming, I believe, starting this Wednesday or Thursday. So when that comes through, hopefully it will trigger some more flowers. So that's that tree. And this one is lemon meringue. This one this one does well in Loxahatchee. It's not an easy tree to flower though, but it does well once it has mangoes on it. So I would recommend this one. Now this thing kind of got a little bit of cold damage from that wave we had 3 weeks ago. You see some of the panicles came off, which is fine because what happens when another cold front comes through, it'll reflower. It'll reflower more than likely. This is one of my favorites. It's not doing as good this year, but it always does good. Zinc, and it's very disease resistant. You don't even have to spray this one. Also, ST Maui is behind it.
Oh, beautiful. And that's an old tree. It's been there.
No, that tree is actually one of the youngest trees in my yard.
Really?
It's
Look
just
how
fast growing. It's vigorous like a Valencia Pride.
Yeah, Valencia Pride, yeah.
It's just growing. It took off, and it's loaded with mangoes, different areas. Behind that is a pina colada, which is a very bad producer. But this year, for the first time, I think I'm going to get some mangoes off of it. So you can see a little bit of flowering up top on Valencia Pride. This is a very aggressive tree. Like if you are growing a mango, and this is a great tasting mango though, so I recommend it. But this takes up a lot of space and is very aggressive. See, it's actually just started flowering right here out of the trunk.
How big was that when you got it?
It was only like 3 gallons, and it just took off. It just took off. The fruit punch in this tree I got later, because I replaced some older trees, and they just took off. The fruit punch is right behind, and the fruit punch is absolutely loaded from top to bottom.
Wow. And
fruit punch, you don't have to spray. You could spray if you want to be safe, but you don't have to spray that one. It's very disease resistant. Right here we have Maha Chinook, which is my personal favorite. This is my #1 mango in the world. I got 3 of these trees. And I'm gonna show you the other 2. And this is Nam Dak Mai right here. And both of them are flowering. Come right here, we have Dwarf Hawaiian. And I believe this Dwarf Hawaiian is actually stunted because it hasn't grown at all. It's been pretty much the same size for about 4 or 5 years now. But it still produces mangoes. So nothing to complain about. This grows really, really slow. The carry is next to it. This carry is very, very, very consistent, always producing mangoes. I can't say, like, I don't care how old or new you are to the mango game, you got to have a carry in your collection. It always produces a consistent mango tree. It's pretty disease resistant as well. And it's a great flavor and people love them. Good tree, good mango to give away. Over here we have Duncan to your right and Bailey's Marble further to your further right, but Bailey's Marble is a young tree. This is an older Philippine tree. The reason why it hasn't grown, this tree is very old as well. This tree's got to be probably about 8 years old, 6 or 7 years old. But the reason why it's so small is because this whole thing was covered in Brazilian pepper, and I just started cleaning it out. Still got work to do. I'm not done yet, but it was growing very slow. And once it got sunlight, it opened up. And this is Kent, same situation. It's been growing very slow. This is actually one of my older trees, but the sun was blocking it out. This is a tree, Dusari. I haven't tasted it yet, but I've heard good things about it, so I planted it. And this is guava. This is my second guava. This one isn't the main one that I got fruit from. This is probably going to be the first year I get fruit from this one.
Look how big the leaves are on that. Wow.
Yeah, things are huge, huge. And it's very disease resistant as well, for the most part. Super Julie, you have to spray, or you won't get any mangoes on this tree. Just it needs a little help. Venus, very disease resistant, but doesn't produce a lot for me because of not getting a lot of sun, I think. But it is flowering now. I have panicles at the top. I have another Venus on the opposite side that's loaded, and I'll show you that one shortly. This is Fairchild. You can see all the mangoes on it.
Yeah.
It's loaded with mangoes. This is my first year doing this well, but it always gives mangoes every year for me. This is Beverly. This is one of my late season gems, because in late season you only have like 5 or 6 mangoes in my entire yard that really do anything in the late season. This is one of the better ones. I think everybody should have one if you have the space, because they're about good 1.5 to 2 pound mangoes, and they taste great. Over here we have Florigon. Florigon is very disease resistant, this particular tree. The cold kind of zapped it this year, but this tree normally produces a good amount of mangoes. Over there behind that we have Sunparry.
Excellent.
Sunparry is another one of those. This is a very vigorous tree as well. So I'm gonna be pruning back most of these trees after this season. But the Sunparry does have flowers in different areas. It's kind of patchy. Now this is the one that a lot of people have a hard time with. It's called Dot. A lot of people in this area have a hard time with it. I've had some up and down years with this tree, but I love the flavor, so I've always grown it. I learned about this flavor a long time ago from Chris in Boynton Beach, and I really like this flavor, so I've always wanted to grow it. So I have a couple mangoes on there now, but I stay consistent with this tree. Even if I don't spray every tree that day or that week, I make sure I get certain trees. Like I get Dot, I get Gary, I get Dwarf Hawaiian, I get Julie. There's certain trees that I make sure even if it's 11 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock at night, I go out and I spray at least twice a week. And this is one of them, Dot. Behind it, of course, is the ST Mao. You can see the mangoes on that one. This is Seacrest.
Excellent.
And this is another one that I tasted over there in that same Delray Beach, Boynton Beach area, and I decided to get it. It's a very good tree. Has a lot of mangoes on it now. And behind that, you can see Fruit Punch. And if you can look at Fruit Punch from right here, you can see the mangoes from the bottom to the top. You'll see it's doing well. So this is what I consider my high density area. Most of these trees are touching each other. But you know what the thing is, like I realized is like you don't have to get 100 mangoes per every tree. You can get like 20, 15, 20. Sometimes I get surprises from this little plot right here. Sometimes I don't even see a mango and then I realize, oh my God, there's a mango on the floor. Where'd that come from? And I get it and I pick it up, I eat it, clean it off and eat it. If I come over here, you come over here now. These are trees that I decided to give a little bit more space. This is Peach Cobbler. This one's also pretty disease resistant as well. This is like my crown jewel. This is my favorite mango. This is the Maha Chinook. This one has more space as well. You see it? It's loaded. Probably has like about 200 baby mangoes on it now. The Maha Chinook.
So how far apart are these trees?
These trees are about 10 feet apart. I've given these trees more space because I wanted them to produce more mangoes. But these are the mangoes that I've identified that basically people love a little bit more, including myself. So I've given them more space. This is my first M4. I got another one in the backyard we saw earlier.
How far you said they were?
About 10 and a half.
Okay.
10 and a half feet. And then over here we have Orange Sherbet, which is one that does pretty well out here in Loxahatchee as well. And I like the shape of this tree as well. It has a lot of mangoes on it. They usually drop down into the canopy, so you have to kind of like, sometimes you have to kind of like identify or pull apart the tree to see where they're at. This is one that does well out here as well. Sweet Tart. And it's loaded with baby mangoes. You can see this tree, this tree is barely 6 feet tall. And look how much it has on it. In the background, well, let me show you over here, this way. We have another Maha Chinook that I planted. I love this flavor. CC Love. That's Kathy. You see it has new flowers on it. And this is P22, which is another one that people really like a lot. P22, CC Love, Maha Chinook, Kathy, those 4 trees right here, they do very, very well in Loxahatchee. You can spray just to be safe if you want, but it's not really necessary with the Maha Chinook and some of these flavors. They're very disease resistant. This tree right here is going to be Angie, also extremely disease resistant. This tree will give you mangoes, whether it's shaded or whether it's in full sun. Cogshell, below that cogshell, you have to spray or it'll have problems. Lemon zest as well. I would say when it's in the flowering stage, you have to spray it. But the thing that's amazing about this tree is that I baby this tree. When I say I baby, I mean every time we have compost or we have something that we dispose of that's organic, I just throw it below the tree. And you can see the results from doing that from over the years. Like this tree is producing like crazy. This tree right now has probably like 300 baby mangoes on it. This one and my Maha Chinook are the 2 best producing as far as mango capacity goes. Behind that, I have a little gem. I have a loquat. I had to cut back this loquat. I like the fruit on it a lot, but it was really like stifling out my little gem, and it was stifling out Sugarloaf in the back. This is avocado. I forgot the name of it. I haven't planted it yet. These are some seedling trees, and this right here is going to be Neelam, which I haven't planted. But you can see the baby mangoes on it. You see that?
Yep.
Which is a good sign because I haven't put it in the ground and it still has some baby mangoes on it. That's a seedling avocado that my dad gave me. Behind that is a Pickering. And behind that is a Ugly Betty. Behind that.
And in this little area, what's the distance of the trees?
This is like, it's still the same thing, 6 feet apart.
Okay.
6 feet apart, but the lemon zest really just took off and just like lapped everything else. I'm gonna prune the lemon zest back this year.
You get the black spot out here on the lemon zest?
Yes, you do. Occasionally. But if you keep
how much percent of the tree is usually affected by it?
I've only had like 3 or 4 mangoes on this tree. But I've been getting like 50, 60 mangoes, so you do the math, it's still worth having, you know what I'm saying?
No, you just said 3 or 4.
3 or 4 mangoes, like out of the, like say for example, I have 60 mangoes. I've only had 3 or 4 last year that got the black spot on it.
Oh, that got the black spot.
Yeah, that's it. So, and the Angie doesn't get that. The cogshell doesn't get that. But the cogshell, you do have to spray the flowers or the flowers will die. I have some dye back already on this tree. It's a beautiful tree and it does very well. It's a very vigorous tree out here in Loxahatchee. It's not a small tree by any measure. This tree right here, the Sugarloaf, this tree has 2 problems. One, it has a lot of male flowers, but 2, a cold front would trigger it to fully blossom, and this one was fully bloomed out this year. But if another cold front comes behind it that's extremely cold, it'll kill the blossoms that it created. So it's kind of like, it's a catch-22 basically. This tree was doing excellent, and then a cold front came through and it just basically destroyed the flowers. So now I'm like, there's a few left that still have baby mangoes on it. So I'm hoping I could probably get 10 or 12 and salvage the season a little bit. but we'll see what happens. Behind there is an Ugly Betty right here. Ugly Betty does very well over here as well. And another lemon zest. This is my third lemon zest right here. Second one in this video, but it's my third one in my yard. And this one is actually bloomed later than that one. You see that one? How that one has baby mangoes on it? Yeah. This one just flowered.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have like, it's kind of funny because it's the same exact tree, but it's gonna be almost two different times a year I get these mangoes. Over here is Angie, and you can see this. You can see the tree is pretty shaded, and you see how small it is compared to the Ugly Betty. They were planted at the same time.
Oh wow!
So you can see, look at the comparison. The Ugly Betty, I mean, the Angie is like way smaller than the Ugly Betty, where they were both planted at the same time and they were the same size.
Yeah.
So Ugly Betty is way more aggressive, but it still gives fruit, even being shaded by the Ugly Betty, it still gives fruit. And over here, this is one of my new favorites that I discovered the last couple of years is cac. I bought the tree before I even tasted it, but I tasted it for the first time at Zane's house and I loved it. So that's cac, and then over here we have this is a seedling tree that I'm just gonna let grow and see what happens. And this is 015, which does well as well without spraying. And behind there I have Venus, and the Venus is kind of loaded. If you want to go around the opposite side for the Venus. And this is another sweet tart that I have, which is also, it's kind of patchy, but it has fruit on it. This is Super Alfonso. This has baby mangoes on it as well. And a couple of new flowers that came out. And this is Phoenix. This is one of my favorite flavors. This is my second Phoenix. I'm gonna show you the first one in a second.
Now, I know you don't have a fence around your property. Do you have any issues with people coming and taking them?
So far, not yet, but I plan on getting a fence at some point. Okay. But I haven't had any issues yet. But everybody around here has their own fruit trees, and I haven't had any problems with these. Plus, I'm out here like crazy. I live outside. I live outside.
And you still have a lot of room left to plant more stuff.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do exactly with this area yet, but I do have a little bit more room left.
Now, you only have mangoes, and I saw one avocado, but you don't have much other fruit.
I have a Maria Black avocado over there. It's right by the driveway, and I also have a Kazar mango tree right by where you're parked at.
Okay. But you don't have many other fruits.
I want to get into white sapote because of you. Okay. I've been watching your videos, so I'm looking forward to trying that. I haven't tried one yet. Wow. I don't know what it tastes like. So. Wow. Zane was telling me about white sapote for the last year or so too, so I'm looking forward to getting into that and trying that. This is a cog shell. This tree only gets sun in the morning. So it only gets sun to about 12 o'clock, and then after that it's covered by this ficus hedge, which is something I'm looking forward to getting rid of as well. This ficus hedge is huge. It's stuck in the power lines over there as well, but I got to get rid of it because it's inhibiting this area from growing. And this little island right here, I give it a little nickname called Mango Island, even though technically it's not surrounded by water. But it's all the way surrounded by the trees and some pine trees in the middle and some other bamboo in the middle as well, which I had to cut out. This is dwarf Hawaiian. This dwarf Hawaiian is not stunted. This one's been growing. And this one consistently gives mangoes. It usually has a crop of between 30 to 100 mangoes on this tree, this small tree. And this one, it's sweet tart. This is probably one of my best years for this tree. It's doing very well. Juliet to the right, and then Edgar to the far right, and all of them have mangoes on it. This tree right here was a tree that I was getting ready to give up on a couple years ago because it was getting extremely tall, but it hadn't produced one single flower. It hadn't flowered at all. And then last year, magically, it just started flowering. And now it flowers from bottom. If you see right here, this is almost on the ground. And I have to prop it up or the mangoes will get disease on it, so I have to prop it up. And you can see all the way up top, it's flowers. And in between that, I have another tree that I planted later, but it's extremely vigorous. It's White Bombay. Okay. White Bombay, I've heard, before I planted it, I was told not to plant it, but I wanted to give it a try anyways. This tree gets a lot of powdery mildew. This is probably my #1 tree in Loxahatchee for powdery mildew. But I tasted it and I liked it and I wanted to grow it, so I just spray.
It's called White Bombay.
White Prairie, White Bombay.
Oh.
Same thing.
Oh, yeah.
So this one is about almost 2 stories tall now.
Now, you know, the white Paris and the Bombay are two different trees.
I know, but
Okay.
they call it white Bombay, white Prairie.
Okay.
So this is a white Bombay.
Yes.
I have a Bombay too in Miramar, my mom's house, but that's another
Yeah,
day.
that one gets a lot of powdery mildew.
This one does have a lot of powdery mildew, but I spray it and it gets mangoes. I get like 30, 40 mangoes.
It's excellent.
It's a great tasting mango. So peach cobbler, you can see this one's been doing well. Guava, this is an excellent producer in Loxahatchee as well, but it does get splitting whenever it rains a lot. And occasionally you'll get the black spot on it, occasionally. But not significant enough for me not to grow it though. And right now this year, it's taking a year off. It's only a couple of blossoms on the top, but the lower branches are not covered. As we move around, you can walk through these little fern hedges right here. This is a Kathy. Kathy right here and a Kathy right here. Both of these are Kathys, and they do excellent. You don't have to do anything to your trees. You put them in the ground and they just grow. This is Kathy. And this is a tree of, this is one of the first trees I planted when I moved here. This is a Phoenix. And you can see I have 1 mango on it now. I actually have 4 mangoes left. When I tell you, when I planted this tree, right away the flowers came out and it had issues. This is one of the most disease-prone trees in Loxahatchee, the Phoenix, but I still grow it anyways because I love the flavor. It's like my second favorite mango behind Maha Chinook. If you look up top, if you zoom in, you can see all the flowers have died. And that was from the cold front that zapped it like 3 weeks ago. But the tree was covered before that. All these are dead flowers on the ground. Dead flowers. And I'm hoping that the cold front that comes through this week will re-trigger it, because it'll have like if you pull the panicle off, it'll still grow back sometimes on this particular variety. So I'm hoping that it'll come back hopefully next week or 2 weeks later after the cold front passes. This is ice cream. This one's also very disease prone in Loxahatchee, but if you spray it with copper fungicide, you'll be able to get mangoes. This is the orange sherbet. We just passed this one a little while ago, opposite side. This is another one that does very good in Loxahatchee as long as it doesn't get too cold. This is coconut cream, but the cold weather that came through 3 weeks ago just zapped it. The whole tree was flowering. You see all the dead panicles on the ground? The entire tree was flowering, and then all of a sudden the cold came through and just zapped it. That was it. And right here, this is the M4, and this is one of the newer additions to my yard. This is the bolt.
The what?
Bolt, mango.
The bolt. Where do you get that one from?
People, Matt Reese over there on the west side of Florida. Peace River Organics. And I got this one. I hope this one's going to become very popular in this area because a lot of people are going to be getting budwood and grafting from this particular tree. I already gave Alex some budwood from it.
Yeah, this is one that Richard Campbell promotes a lot.
Yeah, this is a very good mango. Very good mango. I see some bees on it. Some flies working it right now. This is 015. This is Jahinger. Jahinger mango. Nothing on it yet. Still a small tree. This is Kazar. This is my second Kazar. And this has baby mangoes on it as well.
Where do you get your mulch from?
One of my friends down the street, he basically introduced me to this guy, and he just gave me a load.
Nice.
I shot him some money, dropped off a load, and that's what I use. Over here we have lemon zest, and then we have orange essence. This orange essence tree right here. This is every year. This is my last tree that gives me mangoes every year.
Yeah, it's a nice late
M4
variety.
comes a little bit before this one, but this one is my last tree that gives me mangoes. And this year is going to be one of its best years. You can see it has big mangoes on it already growing, right there. And that's another lemon zest right here. The cold kind of zapped that one a little bit too, but this one, again, you can see the difference in. This one is flowering later than the other one that's in front of my house. I don't know why I did that, but this one's flowering a little bit later. Orange sherbet. This is my second orange sherbet right here. And this is Gary. And this is the first year that Gary's flowering, right here. In a couple areas, Gary is flowering. And that's basically it for the most part. In terms of the trees, I have a couple more in the driveway that I can show you. If you want to come take a look at those real quick.
Sure. Well, this is amazing, man. Do you have more trees than most of your neighbors?
I would say my neighbor across the street right here, this Vietnamese guy, has probably more stuff than me, like way more stuff. But he has different varieties. He has dragon fruit. He has what's that thing called again? The big one, jackfruit.
You got to introduce me to your neighbors.
Yeah, I will. This is a Maria Black Avocado. I got this from Leop.
Excellent.
You think it looks good?
Yeah. Yeah, it's great.
Hopefully, I've been waiting for this thing to flower up a little bit just to show me it has potential, but it hasn't flowered yet. And that's the Venus. You can see that Venus is loaded.
Yeah. Very
disease-resistant tree. Cac is also very disease-resistant as well. And this is another one I have right here. Kazar. This is the first year it's flowered like this, but it's doing very well, the Kazar tree.
Excellent.
And I have a Tebow mango tree right here. East Indian.
Can't find a Jamaican without an East Indian.
Yeah, I gotta have an East Indian, man. And this is a highly disease-prone tree. I mean, you gotta fight for this thing. Literally. I would spray 3 times a week if I have East Indian and Loxahatchee. But it's worth it if you love the flavor.
Yeah.
And then over here we have some seedling trees. I didn't plant those. Those are squirrels. Squirrels did the work right there. Squirrels planted these as well. And I believe I have some other odds and ends, and I have a coconut tree that's in there somewhere as well. But those are all stuff that was just, nature just brought it to my yard. I didn't plant those. But I showed you every tree that I planted on the property. And I think every tree has a little story behind it, believe it or not.
Oh, they all do.
Every tree has a little story behind it. It's funny. I have trees, I don't know if you know Mr. Bender. You ever get a chance to meet Mr. Bender, Mike Bender, before he passed away?
No, I didn't, but I know about this
Bender's Grove in Weston or Davie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of my trees that we were in the high density area are from him. I got those from him before he passed away. And he was a good guy. He taught me a lot. He told me a lot of stuff about mangoes when I was coming up, learning more about them.
Yeah, a lot of trees in a small space too.
Yeah, I learned a lot of stuff from him by asking him questions. And so I met him at the Mango Festival down in Coral Gables years ago. He's a good man, and he passed away, but I learned a lot from him. Every tree has a story behind it, every tree. Some of these trees are from as far south as Homestead and Kendall. Some of these trees are from right here in West Palm Beach. Some are from Broward County, and a couple are from the west coast of Florida. So every tree has a little story behind it.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for having us come out and check it out. We'll come during the season to see how things are doing.
Yeah, if you guys come like end of May, June, we'll be able to see the progress. Yeah. Every mango will be big by then, pretty much. Right now, the mode that I'm in right now is basically conservation mode. So I don't water the trees that have no fruit on it, but I will water the trees that have small size mangoes on it in order to basically conserve it or stop it from having high droppage rates. And that's something that I've realized works. You got to do it by hand for the most part. If you have a tree that you don't want to get watered, but if you're in an area where all the trees have baby mangoes on, you can just use a sprinkler, and it'll work. You got to stay on. When you live in certain areas, you have to stay on top of your spraying. You stay on top of your spraying, you'll be fine in certain areas. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the results this year. Last year I had about 600 pounds of mangoes from my yard, and I couldn't even handle it. I couldn't handle it. I gave away most of the mangoes last year.
Wow.
To friends and family. Like, people basically were like so happy to get mangoes last year. It brings joy to people. It really does.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so this is...
All right, we're in another area now here, and go ahead.
This is Emerald.
That's the other area of the emerald we saw when we started off here.
This is Rumani.
Rumani.
Which I think is an Indian mango as well, right? I'm pretty sure. If you Google it.
Sounds like it.
Rumani. This is Kelly K, which I got from Chris.
Kelly K.
And then over here, I'm sorry I've been doing this, but I have to clean this area out. This is kind of slightly covered up. This is a Timor.
Timor.
I just got this one from Alex, actually a few months ago.
Nice.
I got that one from him recently.
Excellent variety.
And I'm clearing this out too. I'm gonna clear this out. Got some weeds and some old trees to come out here. I'm gonna plant like about 8 or 9 more trees going down the line. But that's the only part that we missed, basically.
That's all right. We got it now. Thanks, man.
We can walk this way and you can come out to the entrance right here.
All righty.
Yep.
And look at this next door. It's so empty. It's such a sad.
Yeah, this used to be all Brazilian peppers. This house is less than 2 years old.
Wow.
And this was covering. This is basically him moving in here blessed me, because him moving in here gave me the ability to plant these trees, because this was so high with pine trees and Brazilian pepper that it was shading out this whole entire area. I mean, my house was shaded.
Wow.
So him moving in here gave me the ability to plant these trees. So it's a blessing that he moved there. I couldn't touch that property before.
Well, thanks, man, for showing us around this great property.
I appreciate you, bud.
All right, everybody, there it was. Thank you, Barris, for showing us around. And this place is definitely, I'm excited to come back here and see how it's doing. And thanks again, man, for having us out.
My pleasure again, bro. Thanks for coming out, Paul.
All right, everybody, that was Barris. That was his amazing place. Now, I tell you, I am not against high-density gardening. As you see my property, you know that I plant close in some areas. You just have to know what you're getting yourself into, how much work it's going to be to take care of. And as Barris showed you today, you can be productive and successful if you put the work in. So I'm so glad I came to this property. Put your comments and questions below. If you're in South Florida and you'd like me to come out and feature your property, I'd love to have you on the show. So please contact me. The email's below. Thank you for watching, everybody. Have a great day and keep growing.